I thought I should make a video and let you guys know what I'm about to start working on, and also what I've been doing the last week. I haven't started a project yet, but I have been busy. I've been doing things. So I finished off making these clamps. I think I showed you that I've been making them on and off now for the last maybe 6 weeks or so, I think, something like that. And the idea of making this batch was just to refine the process of it, but I'm still not quite sure how long they take to make because I didn't keep a log, and I've just been doing an hour here and there, and then I ended up spending a day or two just finishing them all off. So there is a lot of work in them, and I'm not sure quite whether I'd ever be able to make them. I did go down to the local CNC machining place. I think I told you about them recently when they gave me some offcuts, and it's the way they would make these is to machine the whole thing, each side it'd be flipped over and machine the other side, and basically that would be more than what I need, and a little bit over the top. But what they did do was tell me a place not too far away that could laser cut something like this straight out of the flat bar, and that would be perfect, and they reckon it'd be pretty cheap. So I'm going to go and see those this week, and that could be a good option. So basically I would just end up with a blank here, just cut out. I'd still have to drill and tap it and stamp my logo in, and probably grind the edges and finish it off and whatever, but it would be a good starting point and would definitely save some time. So I'm going to look at that this week and see if that's doable and how much that would cost. Also this week I made a review video for the grinder, and that was for Gamico, who I bought the grinder off. That was a couple of years or so ago now, and they've always been very good to me, so I helped them out doing a review video for their website, and that took me maybe a day and a half to do that as well. What else have I been doing? I can start with this one. That's not what I was going to tell you first, but this is a t-shirt design, and I've actually got a marketing manager who I've been working with for a while now. And the idea of that, he's building out the website as well at the moment, I should say, and that's just about to be relaunched, my new website. But the idea of this is just to take pressure off me and have somebody else do this stuff, and they know what they're doing as well, or he knows what he's doing, and I don't really know what I'm doing along those lines. So it just means I can start focusing on making videos and projects. So that's what I'm going to do. So anyway, this is a t-shirt design. To launch the website, we decided to do a limited edition t-shirt run, so that's what I came up with. This is not a final design. I'm not 100% sure if we'll go with this, but that's what I came up with. I'm not sure about the slogan. I don't mind it. It was my idea that I came up with that, but yeah, I don't mind it. I think that could look okay. So yep, that's one thing I've been doing as well. And then the other thing is I've got this metal cabinet. The whole thing is made of steel, and the idea of that is for the workshop. I'm not sure how well you can see it, but this is all steel angle with some sheet steel on the ends there, and then 2 sliding doors, all steel again, like I say, and then some Kumiko in the panels. I thought if some steel Kumiko would be quite cool to do, and I think I've thought of a good way of doing that that really wouldn't be too difficult at all to do. And then some drawers at the bottom, and the idea for that is to go here next to my milling machine, and it's a little bit fancy, but for a workshop, but I think it's all looking pretty good in here at the moment, and I just think it'd be a nice little addition. And nothing wrong with having Kumiko in your workshop, I don't reckon. And the idea for the cabinet is to put all this sort of stuff. I've got nowhere to put bottles and things like that, and I've got other ones there up in the corner, and they're over there as well. So just to have all that stuff in a proper place, and the sliding doors would be perfect, I think, to hide those. So just there, that would be. I've had a couple of ideas. For the drawers, I thought about making this jig here. I started throwing this together yesterday, and I'm about to try it before I start my next project, actually. And the idea is, I should tell you, I thought about making the drawers out of this steel here. It's 1.6 millimeters thick, and I don't think that would bend on my brake. I got it set up ready. I've got to cut a piece off there and try it in a minute. It's pretty lightweight, my brake. I made it years ago, and I probably should make a new one. So I certainly don't think I'd get a neat cut 1.6mm steel with that. So the idea is imagine that's your piece of steel. You slide it under there. This is just, I've only hot glued it together and put a few screws in just to try it. And then with my circular saw, my metal cutting circular saw, I can set the depth so it only goes halfway through the steel, say, and run that along there, and then flip the steel round, go again, and then cut out the corners on the bandsaw, and then you'd have your 4 flaps to come up, if that makes any sense. And what I thought about doing that, I think that might be how I go about making the drawers, so I'm definitely going to give it a go. But I did wonder about, rather than make one video with the cabinet, I might do a separate video on how to make metal boxes and metal drawers, and do a couple of different ways. Use some thinner steel as well, pop rivet some of them with some tabs, if that makes any sense, and then the other way like this, and weld them. There'd be different options to do. So I'm not sure if that would be a video on its own, but maybe. And then the other thing that I've wanted to do for some time is label holders for drawers, actually making a punch and to punch out the windows, and a forming tool for the fly press to actually produce those, maybe out of brass or something. Yeah, maybe. And I think that would be a cool little video as well. So that could be a third video, and then so I could do the drawers there, then the label holders, and then make this and apply those to this project. So I could get 3 videos out of it possibly. And the thing I like about that, when I know what I'm doing next, I can just get on with it, go from one straight to the other and just get on with it. So I could get 3 videos out one after another. So anyway, that's I've got the steel for that as well. I'm already onto it, so I've got my angle there. The only thing I'm not so sure about is the Kumiko. I'm going to do it out of round bar, and the thinnest round bar I could get was 6mm, and I think that is just a bit too thick. So I would have liked 4mm, but I can't seem to find any anywhere. So if I can, I think I'll do that, because I think that is just a bit too thick. But saying that, I could try it and it might look okay. So I'm not sure. Anyway, the next project and what I need to start is I'm going to make the punch and die for the brass inlays that I made in the last video, but to be able to punch them out. And the reason I haven't started it is I bought a dovetail cutter for the milling machine, and that's how I was going to cut out between these teeth there, 60 degrees on the dovetail cutter, and that's how I was going to do it. But it hasn't arrived, and it doesn't look like it's going to come anytime soon. So what I am going to do is I'm going to have a go at making it, just filing it by hand. It needs to be, the punch itself needs to be it needs to be parallel all the way down and 90 degrees to the face, and that's going to be difficult to do with files. So I have got a file guide, and I think that may help me. So anyway, that's what I'm about to start doing.